Dennis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Portland team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Harris starts the drive on the ground. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 17 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Fields on third down. Over the middle, complete. That's Harris. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Throwing on third down, Fields. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3 and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
This is taken at the 18. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year of the NFL now.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And complete to Drake London. Working with 2nd and 5 now. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. It's brought in by Harris. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
To the air again, Fields. That pass is caught by Hardy. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. A shotgun snap, Fields. He goes once again right back to Hardy. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, Fields. Caught on the slant. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal. Harris will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Point after here coming up. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, caught by London. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Holding, offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short, brought down at the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. First down, and they go back to Harris. To the 43, 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Fields. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Portland's offense now about set to take over. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into 1st downs and hopefully points.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 24 carries, 90 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Portland football here ready to begin the 2nd quarter. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's a 2nd and 7. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Back to throw now on first down. It's Williams on the catch. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Every now and then I can speak from experience, because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes, because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked, either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. 8
yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the River Hogs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
The extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So that drive goes a full 80 yards in 10 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. From the 30 on 2nd down. Fields got his man complete over the middle. It's Hardy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. From the 44, Fields. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Fields. And that is incomplete.
It's always a goal. It's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 4. And he rifles one incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. They bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 30. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong, only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity, that's our bread and butter, that's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. Now it's Fields. And this one is incomplete. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Portland's offense now about set to take over. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man. It's London. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They'll look to throw again. Looking middle, and that's complete. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now before the 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back to throw again. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the River Hogs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked to his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Cowboy offense is going to head out now late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. He gets it complete to Harris. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Fields. And this will be incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. A good gain on first has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll look to throw here. And caught by London. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. They'll throw now on the final play. Throws right back to London, complete again. And they're going to get this up to midfield. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to our Tiburon Studios here in Orlando. We'll take a minute and look ahead at what's to come this weekend in week number 3. In the early window, we'll have our eye on that game in Jacksonville. The Jaguars going to need to be on their A game as they'll have to contend with the San Francisco 49ers. Lots to look forward to in the late games as well. One of the best being in Philadelphia, where we find the Eagles taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And finally, Sunday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks. With that, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cowboys. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for our home team, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Into the hands of London. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. He'll get this down to the 38. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They're going to look to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the River Hogs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Fields now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he's on here to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 20. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Dallas offense set for this next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
With a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Fields. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll get it inside the 35. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Fields. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. Here's Fields. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
On 1st down, it's Fields. It's hauled in by Hardy. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
Four yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. To throw is Fields. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Portland's offense now about set to take over. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, it's London. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. 2nd and 5. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. Right back to him on first down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. From the gun, they'll try to run it. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. 35 yards. And the River Hogs are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator. And they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the fourth quarter. And I don't see them looking back.
Now the try here for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. The Cowboys on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Back to throw, Fields. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. On first down, Fields. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Again, Fields. To the right side, and I think the ball's out. And this will be scooped up by the defense. There he goes, left side. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Fields. Setting up the screen, Harris. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's second down. From the gun, here's Fields. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Fields throwing again. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. That pass is caught by Hardy. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Back to throw again. Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Fourth down. Fields has to have this one. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have the Cowboys first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To the air again, Fields. He gets it complete to Harris. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. They snap it to Fields. And this is caught. He hits Moore. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing again is Fields. Caught on the slant. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's Fields. And this is going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Portland's offense now about set to take over. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the home team here, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams.